all you need. Two humans or two entities, an LP and anyone that wants to trade. No minimum viable community needed. Like I don't want people to confuse DeFi with the duct taped on tokens. There are very few tokens that actually have any relationship to the actual protocol. So for instance, like I forked Uniswap because I forked Ethereum, and our fork of Uniswap, when it burns the coins, that actually makes an economic difference in the protocol. A lot of these, like Uniswap, you buy, you sell, it doesn't affect the Uni token. It's totally tangential. It has nothing to do with it.
That's a good point. And then the last question I have for you, Richard, is the cascading liquid. Actually, the examples you gave with Celsius having to pay off their Aave loans. Can you explain to the audience how that means, before we start with the confessions segment, how that, it technically means DeFi works and CeFi doesn't work? And you made that statement. It's a statement that many people don't understand. Can you explain to them
Sure. Yeah.
how that works?
So I'm pretty much an expert at this. So you asked the right guy. In normal systems that have leverage, you have a very fast frequency at which you can check whether someone's collateral is still large enough to cover their position. And if their position moves against them, the collateral gets sold and it makes the lender whole. So you borrow $100 to buy Bitcoin, or let's say Ethereum. You borrow $100 to buy Ethereum. So now you owe $100, and you use your $100 to buy your Ethereum, but then the price of Ethereum goes down, and now, like, if your collateral sitting in Ethereum, now you've got less money. So in DeFi, what you do to make up for the very high latency is you make people over provision. So like you can go 100x leverage on a lot of centralized exchanges, but you can only go like maybe 3x leverage in a decentralized exchange. Why? Because it takes so long for the system to detect that you now need to be liquidated, and it takes so long for someone to liquidate you that they need so much extra time for those things to occur so that you don't create bad debt. So decentralized finance has extremely lower margin and extremely higher latency, but extremely more censorship resistant and less counterparty risk. So in Aave, what you do is if you want to like borrow, you need to give them more than you're borrowing. But on a centralized platform, they'll let you borrow greatly in excess of what you've deposited. So on a normal centralized platform, you could enter in 1 unit of a thing and borrow 3 to 100 units of the thing. But in a decentralized platform, you need to enter like 1.5x units of the thing to borrow 1 unit of the thing. So you have to over collateralize. And so when Celsius was attempting to use these protocols to generate yield, they would over collateralize. But then when their positions would move against them, now they need to keep putting in more collateral or they get liquidated. And if you get liquidated, you not only lose the money you have, but you also lose the premium that exists to incentivize people to liquidate you. So it's like when you liquidate someone, you take their position over, and so you need to buy their position at the discount to be happy to do that. Otherwise, no one would ever get liquidated. So basically, liquidation is just like you owe more money than you have, so we have to sell what you have to try and at least make the people whole that you owe. And so that's what's happening to Celsius now, because they weren't over collateralized, they were under collateralized. Now they have debts they can't pay off, even if they sell everything they own, which is why they're in bankruptcy. But their loans on Aave didn't go bankrupt, because if they had attempted to enter a state in which they didn't have enough collateral, then the liquidators would have went and liquidated their underlying collateral and made everybody whole. So it's a safer system. In the legacy system, you get over leveraged very easily, but in DeFi, it's extremely hard to get over leveraged because they only let you leverage up so little. They don't even let you get 1x leverage. It depends on the platform, but I think you get the idea.
I think you've articulated it really well. So I think everyone, I hope you got some value from the discussion. There wasn't much of a debate even before Richard joined. I think most speakers that came on were pro DeFi, and I think the last few months have proven that.
Oh, can I mention one last thing?
Tell me.
I invented this term called just-in-time security, and it's very important to understand. If the bad guys, whether they be governments that are evil, people that are evil, if people start to attack nodes, or they start to attack developers, or they start to attack projects, we're not stupid. We just route around the damage. Oh, you guys are going to start, kicking door down for this, that, or another. Okay. Well, we're just going to have more doors, and they're going to be in different places. And so just like the government for a long time didn't like file sharing, eventually they give up. They're like, all right, file sharing is there, whatever. That's how it is. And I look at crypto the same way. Like we are, it's so insane to me that we're solving the problems that legacy finance has. It's on chain. It's obvious. It's immutable. The history can't be deleted. You can see who's doing what and when. And it's 24 hours a day, and it's everywhere. It's global, and it's like the minimum middlemen. It's like we solve so many things. Any government worth their salt, any government that was intelligent will be on our side helping us get these things done, because we really are making the world a better place. Like crypto is here to stay, and the things that we're doing are one of the few things in the world that's actually making the world better. Rockets that land themselves, electric cars, crypto. I can't think of anything else that's actually getting better.
But we're seeing the traditional guys agree with that theme as well. Like, we're not seeing that same resistance we saw back in 2017, 2018 when it comes to applications like DeFi. Back in 2017, 2018 is more, hating on crypto in general, hating on blockchain, hating on Bitcoin, Ethereum. But now we're seeing a lot of the big guys embrace the concept of DeFi, not the right way and trying to, take a piece out of it and do it their way. But you're not seeing that same level of resistance as we saw a few years ago.
And why should you? Because DeFi literally solves the Celsius problem. DeFi literally solves the Coinbase front running problem. DeFi literally solves the Mt. Gox problem. Like, DeFi solves so many things. It's amazing.
I agree. I think it's well articulated, man. Thanks a lot for jumping on. I think the community loves it. Discord goes crazy every time you jump on. So I appreciate it. We're going to do a confession segment now. So we have Coinfessions that comes in on every show, Tuesday and Thursday, to give us 3 to 4 anonymous up the show. So in the giveaway, it's a way to show your appreciation for them jumping in. And some of them just jumped in last minute.